Hey folks, Paul here. I've got a couple of the Charter Oaks left. I got one Connecticut, and I believe this is a Habano. They're not labeled, so I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, we'll go with that. So put the Connecticut away, and we'll do the Habano today. So a little information about this cigar. This is the Foundation Charter Oak. It's the Habano 6x52 Toro. Um, Again, an addition from Nick Melillo or Nick Melillo. I'm not sure exactly how you say that. So the wrapper is Ecuadorian Habano, the binder is Nicaraguan, and the filler is Nicaraguan. What else? And let's see, it was released September 2020. I think they came out with the Connecticut and the Broadleaf first, and then released the Habano, if I remember correctly. So I got the windows rolled up at the moment, but I'm going to change that here and get it going. Um, got our first snow today. Oh, we're going to think this through. Need to get my ashtray going. There we go. Okay, don't want to make too much of a mess in the car. Okay, there we go. A little close up. That looks good to me. Good draw. A little bit of spice on the cold draw there. So I'm going to crack the windows here. Try to do a soft flame. Oh, this has the full, what do you call that? Shaggy foot. I just noticed that. So I'm going to do it this way. Get a taste of that foot right away. It's pretty good. It's almost like there's a little sweetness in there. Get a little cross breeze going. It's got a nice flavor. It's got some spice in there. I'm picking up quite a bit of sweetness, like natural sweetness. Yeah, really nice. Touch up one side there. It's not going to work with the wind. Touch up this little corner here. There we go. That's a good start. Like I said, a little bit. There's some spice in there. Get a little bit of espresso bean. Um, the notes that they give on here that I looked up. So notes of cedar, pepper, nutmeg, clove, and then a naturally sweet finish. So I'll be looking for those flavors. I'm not usually one to pick out nutmeg. I can't even remember the last time I had it. But yeah, I'm going to work on this a little bit. It's chilly out here, so I'm going to probably just go for a little drive and check back in. Thanks. And I'm back. This is into the first third there. Starting the second third are pretty close to it. It's a very nice even burn. It's nice ash. I did flake it off while I was cruising around, so I didn't want it to drop on my lap in the car. Um, Easy draw, good smoke output. Got really nice flavors. Um, I'm picking up the pepper, a little spice in there. Um, I am getting a little bit of cedar on the retro, and I don't know if it's because I read about it or if I'm so it's in my mind. But I see where they're getting the cloves from. I can't speak much to the nutmeg because I can't even remember what nutmeg tastes like. Um, but uh, but yeah, I can see where they get the cloves from. It still has that kind of sweet and spicy. That's how I think of it. And then the finish, of course, it's got that natural sweetness to it. And to me, it's more like the honey sweetness. It's really nice. It's not super sweet. It's just enough to really add to the formulation they have here. So yeah, it's one of those cigars for me that I'm here. I was driving around town a little bit and just puffing on the cigar, and we had our first snow today, and there's leaves are falling, all the leaves are changing colors and everything. So it was just a nice little drive, but it's a good stick. It's one of those that it gets your attention. Some sticks you can just sit there and smoke and work and do whatever and not really pay attention to it. It doesn't really, it doesn't get your attention. It's just kind of there, and not that it's bad or anything, but there's one actually I was driving along and just like, oh wow, that's a nice flavor. Like I said, those spices, the cloves, cedar, and a little bit of sweetness in there, and every once in a while I'm picking up some espresso. But I am also pairing it with my coffee. I got some decaf coffee since it's mid afternoon here. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Um, I think that's all I got for now. I'll keep puffing away here and get down the label, and I'll check back in. Thanks. Good. I'm getting down to the final third here, towards the label, the band. Still enjoying it. Yeah. Start of the second third continued on the same with this first third. Got a lot of that peppery clove sweetness, and and then towards the final part of the second third, that peppery flavors toned down even more, and the clove is still there, but it's a softer clove, if that makes sense. Still got some of the cedar, and still a sweet finish, that honey-like finish. One thing I started noticing was baking spices, and I'm wondering if that's kind of with the nutmeg that I'm tasting. Is I think of baking spices in that flavor, so I think nutmeg falls in that category. Um, and what else did I have here? Oh, I was getting some very subtle hints of butter, kind of that not super salty, but maybe like an unsweetened butter. Um, but it was very pleasant. Nice flavor profile that it adds to it. So I did have to touch it up a little bit and relight it a couple times, but I'm also writing, so um, I may have not been puffing away at it as frequently as I normally would. But other than that, it's obviously still going really nice. Still good smoke output, excellent draw, all good things. So I think so far, I don't want to say it's better than the broadleaf that I had. It's different. Um, I think the broadleaf was more of a peppery flavor to me, and this is turned more to that baking spice and clove with maybe little hints of red pepper on the retro, which is kind of blends into that cedar note. At least in my mind, it does. But yeah, really enjoyable. So I'm going to finish up the last third here, and then I'll check back in and give my overall opinion. Thanks. All right, I'm back. Hey, I didn't bring my nub tool, so I'll smoke this down as much as I can and holding on to it. May have to pinch the end there. But yeah, I enjoyed the stick. Um, this final third here, mostly cedar. Um, what else? Baking spices, and then that sweet finish. And then towards the end here, the spice started picking up again, the pepper a little bit, and yeah, but still pleasant. I enjoyed this cigar. So yeah, I'm gonna start the short trip home and call it good. So I'd recommend this stick. It's a good budget friendly cigar. It's not a cheap stick, like some of the other ones I've been smoking lately. But yeah, I think it's less than $10 if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere in that $6 to $7 range. I can't remember for sure. But uh, but yeah, good cigar to add to my collection. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. See you next time.